Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 weekly reset video. My name is Story, and today is New Year's Eve. That means we're running up until January the 7th. I hope you had an absolutely wonderful Christmas, and you had a great time with your family, and no one was hurt or sent to jail. Anyway, what are we doing in Destiny 2 this week? Well, we're going to have a look at all of those things because I know that's exactly what you're here to do. So let's do it without further ado, if that makes any sense. But anyway, here's the tower map. If you happen to be new to the game, welcome. And come on in, close the door, and find yourself a nice place to chill. These are vendors. Vendors give you weekly quests, bounties, daily bounties, all kinds of stuff. And basically, if you do these bounties, complete these tasks, you'll be awarded with powerful loot. And that's what you want, because that stuff's good. And it makes you happy and scream a little bit inside. Anyway, there you go. So, for example, we're looking at this live fire exercises here from one of our favorite vendors, Mr. Shax, and he's got a weekly here, complete Crucible bounties. You can pick up a bunch of daily bounties, and then there's additional bounties, and you could do this all inside of one day, for example, if you like hammering the Crucible. Same with Zavala for strikes. You'll be issued out a bunch of bounties that pertain to doing stuff in strikes, and do 8 of those, and you'll get yourself some powerful tier 1 loot. Loot comes in different tiers. We've got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and pinnacle loot. Pinnacle loot is the absolute best. The best you can get in terms of power level. Whether it's going to be rolled well on stats or whether it's going to be a useful piece of loot remains to be seen. But anyway, you get the gist. That is the stuff. We've got some more tower vendors over here. We've got our Hawthorne, our clan vendor. If you happen to be a member of a clan, you can earn 5,000 XP of stuff on your character and get some powerful tier 2 loot. Then we've got the Drifter over here. There's someone screaming in the background that I can hear there. Drifter will get you some powerful tier 1 loot as well with 8 bounties complete. And there you go. That's all for example. Then we hop on over to the playlists here in our destinations. We've got Vanguard, Gambit, and Crucible. We're going to have a look at the Vanguard stuff first. Over on the left here, we've got daily heroic story missions. You can repeat specific missions from various campaigns in the past. That'll get you just XP. However, in our Vanguard Strikes playlist, we have 3... there's a weekly bounty here. Complete strikes using the same subclass element as the currently active elemental burn. It's still glitched out in here. It says bounties completed. Pay no attention to that. But that means 3 strikes. 3 strikes using the same subclass element as the currently active elemental burn. How did you find that out? Well, have a look in this corner here. And this week we have Void Singe. So this Void Burn, if you match your subclass, have a Void subclass with this burn here, then you'll be completing the weekly challenge in this strike playlist. But this burn will change at next week's reset over in January 7th. And then we've got some daily modifiers here, Iron and Heavyweight. These will rotate on a daily basis. So there you go, that's your strikes. How about the Ordeal, the big bad Nightfall here? Well, it's Savathun's Song this week. And you can earn yourself some pinnacle gear by completing the Nightfall with a team score above 100,000 points. Then there is the weekly complete the Nightfall or the ordeal activities. High difficulties grant the most efficient progress, and you'll get yourself some powerful tier 1 loot there as well. Then we've got other Nightfall strikes that are kind of tacked on at the end here. These are the strikes that you would farm for specific loot. Each of these Nightfall strikes has a specific piece of strike loot that you can repeatedly play this strike over and over and over until you start dribbling and your parents have to call an ambulance. Nay, for example, the Insight Terminus has a very nice sniper rifle called the Long Goodbye. Run this Nightfall over. You'll probably get nothing for your first maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 runs. If you're really unlucky, it could be several hundred. But anyway, usually between the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th run, you'll get a drop. And that on this strike would be the Long Goodbye sniper rifle. The Pyramidion also has a sniper rifle by the name of Silicon Neuroma. And the Hollowed Lair is one of our favorites. This garners the Mindbender's Ambition shotgun. So there you go. This is the one to farm for a Mindbender's Ambition, which I've got equipped here. This is the very first one I ever got, which is not bad considering it's got rifled, full choke, accurized, pulse monitor, quick draw. No range masterwork, but it's still a beauty of a shotgun. As you can see, I've been sad in the Crucible, but I've got more kills on my sniper, which is on a different character. Promise. Anyway, that is your Vanguard playlist. How about Gambit. Let's have a look at Gambit, shall we? We've got three activities, 4 if you include private matches. But anyway, this is the Reckoning. It is a cooperative activity with matchmaking, and it has three tiers, all of the same power, but they all have different flavors and textures. The burn for the week is Solar Singe, and the daily modifier is Brawler. So there you go, that is the Reckoning. Then there is Gambit, 2 different flavors, Gambit Vanilla and Gambit Deluxe. There are some different mechanics for you to sample between these 2 playlists, but earning 3 matches complete will get you some powerful tier 2 loot. That is basically it for your Gambit playlist. Crucible this week, we've got 2 types of playlists, 3 if you include private matches, but let's exclude that for the moment for the sake of simplicity. We've got 2 types of playlists. We have rotator playlists, which consist of these two at the top, and that is it. We'd have one in the middle here as well. And then there's core playlists, which consist of Rumble, Control, Elimination, Survival, Freelance Survival, and Classic Mix. Those are your core matches, so it goes in a line that way. And then the rotator playlists are up there, which are Countdown and Mayhem for the week. There you go, that's PvP for you. The flashpoint this week happened to be on Mars, so that's over here. What's a flashpoint? Well, if you land over at the Braytech Futurescape, you can see this icon here, a public event incoming in exactly 58 seconds. If you complete many public events, then you'll get your flashpoint done, basically. You can see your progress bar by hovering over Anna Bray here. Activities completed 0% for me at the moment. Once it hits 100, visit Anna, grab your loot, and you'll get some powerful tier 1 loot. While we're on the subject of Mars, Escalation Protocol is the public event which involves farming for eye-close weapons, for example, the shotgun, the SMG, or the sniper. And this week, if you happen to be farming this activity, it will be the SMG. So if you're after the eye-close SMG for your collections and titles and whatnot, this will be the week that you farm for that particular SMG. Nice. What about other PvE activities? Well, we have a lot to do on the moon as per usual. We've got Nightmare Hunts. Complete any Nightmare Hunt activity, or difficulties grant different progress. So you'll get yourself some powerful tier 1 loot if you complete 3 lots there. Then there is the weekly complete a Nightmare Hunt on Master difficulty. So that would be at 980 power right there. So that is quite a tough version of those Nightmare Hunts. And if you complete that, then you will get some pinnacle loot. You'll also get pinnacle loot from completing the Garden of Salvation raid, and also from the Pit of Heresy dungeon as well. Sorrow's Harbour is another Escalation Protocol style event where there are waves and bosses to kill, and that will drop every day. That will change more or less. There are 3 different bosses that will award a rocket launcher, a sniper rifle, and a slug shotgun. So those will rotate daily. I don't know what the order is at the moment. You'll have to excuse me, but that's where you go for that. And then, of course, Eris has some stuff for you to do, as well as the Nightmare Slayer. If you're going to go into the Sorrow's Harbour for this Altar of Sorrow public event, then make sure you pick up these bounties, because these will help along the way. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a good chunk of your PvE activities. We've also got the Sundial, the new activity that came along in the Dawning over on Mercury, so you can get yourself some powerful tier 1 loot for that as well, which is very nice indeed. Anyway, what else do we have in this wonderful universe? Well, we like to hop on over to our very own Gunsmith, because if you're new to the game, on a weekly reset it's worth popping over, on a daily reset even it's worth popping over to this gentleman, not only to pick up your weekly bounties and your daily bounties for enhancement cores and mod components, for example, but he'll have some material exchange. You can pick up mods each day. 2 mods are for sale each day on a 24-hour rotary basis. Today we have the Scout Rifle Targeting and Major Spec mod. There's always a weapon mod, there's always an armor mod, and they always change every 24 hours. You can also get your upgrade modules, your enhancement prisms, and if you want to trade in a bunch of enhancement prisms for an Ascended Shard, you can do so. Isn't that amazing? Are you so happy with that? Great. Anyway, we're going to hop on over to the old-fashioned Leviathan Raid vendor, because reasons. Oh, he's popular today. Look at that. There's a couple peeps already there. Look, anyway, for the gear, this is Armor 2.0 Helm of Aestifine. We've got the normal Leviathan helmet. We've got the Eater of Worlds gloves, Eater of Worlds chest piece, Prestige Leviathan boots, and a Spire of Stars class item there, an inaugural address pulse rifle. There will be different inventories over on Nessus, and at your request, I will hop on over and show you that inventory as well. So see you in just a short patch of time. Here he is, just the chap we want to see. Well, we have the normal Leviathan helmet, Prestige Leviathan gauntlets, Eater of Worlds gauntlets, Prestige Leviathan boots, Spire of Stars cloak or class item, and inaugural dress. Very identical. There's a few things that are different here, like, for example, these gauntlets, but close to identical. Anyway, we're going to wrap up the video now by having a look at the Eververse store, ladies and gentlemen, because we know how much you love Eververse. Because you can buy your card shuffle, for example. On the featured weekly offerings, we've got card shuffle, bust a move. Those are both emotes. We've got wind chill ornament for the cold front SMG. That's very ornate indeed. We've got the crystalline shell. There you go. Look, that is one with treasure hunter and guiding light. That's one of the most useful ghosts around. The great pigeon projection. Sounds very historical, that does, doesn't it? Very important indeed. And then for Bright Dust featured with here, we've got a concentrated matter gem. We've got our boons as well as a Dawning Celebration shader, Shower of Gifts, Trans Mass Effect, Amnestia S2, a very nice ship indeed. And we've got the Snowflake projection. Those are all available right there. Then, of course, we've got the Dawning event business. There's lots of stuff. We've gone through this in plenty of videos before now, but just there's a bit of a recap. We've got some stuff that's incredibly cheap, some previous Dawning armors that are on offer here, as well as finishers. There's weapon ornaments. There's a whole boatload of stuff right here and right now. I love this graceful spin emote, as well as all the previous season ships. I do think that's quite fantastic that they're back. I didn't have that one, for example, and I giggled and ululated like a baboon when that was there, because I really like that ship. I don't know why I didn't pick it up. I think I was traveling or something. But anyway, there's your archive, the seasonal stuff, rather. These are all the emotes, finishers, ornaments, everything for the actual season, which will be available up until the end of February, beginning of March next year. This year, in a moment, it's New Year's Eve. Can you believe it? Are you dribbling? Are you breaking wind? Are you already drunk? Have you passed out? Are you in the ambulance? But anyway, be careful. It is New Year's Eve. You got to be responsible and survive the night. That's definitely the main aim of the game. But anyway, that's your seasonal offerings right here. There, there's loads. Look at all that stuff. Be careful. And then there's the archive for previous seasons, bits and pieces. Truth be told, it is missing quite a lot of stuff, though, so it's not everything that's ever happened. And then the important section, the section of Bright Dust. For example, the Graceful Spin emote, the one that I really like, it's available for Bright Dust, so you can pick up your Bright Dust bounties, and you can do those at your own leisure. The Drifter has bounties that award Bright Dust. So does Zavala at the Vanguard. So does Shaq. So does Eva Levante for your Dawning baking events, for example. And you can I earned that in, I don't know, some hard sessions over about 3 or 4 days. So you can earn quite a bit, for example, right there. But there you go. That's the stuff that's available for Bright Dust at the moment. Graceful Spin, Amnestia S2, Confectionery Shell, Bust a Move, Breath of Stars, Glad Tidings, and Wind Chill weapon ornament right there, as well as the Dawning Tranquility shader, which it's really nice. I don't like it on the armor, but look at what it looks like on your spare rations, for example. I think that looks quite festive. That's a Christmas style shader that I will definitely wear for the season. But there you go, ladies and gents. That wraps up our perusal of the Eververse stock. I hope you're pleased enough with that. Ladies and gents, from myself and all the team at Planet Destiny, a very, very happy new year. I hope 2020 brings in all the cheer that you want it to. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, smoke us a turkey. It's still left over from Christmas.